And we're live. Oh, and I'm going to make sure and turn off the sound again. All right. Hello, everybody. This is episode 1 of Humpday Hangout, and I'm already regretting not combing my hair. Uh, we are joined by Van. Right now, actually, he has to be off camera because something with either his computer or his signals kind of getting jacked up. So until we figure it out, Van's just going to be this ominous picture. But I also want you guys to know that sometimes technical glitches like this happen, and you just gotta roll through it, right? Am I right, Van?
You're right. When you're right, you're right.
Cool, cool. So Van's here to be just like pretty much that guy. That when you're right, you're right. Yeah, because I started talking to him about this idea, and the reason why I'm excited about the expert interview that's happening next Monday, because there's been a few new developments, and I started talking to him about it, and I was like, dude, I kept working and writing down more ideas and scribbling notes on my whiteboard, and usually I have showered prior to the morning meeting, but I just kept going, and I was like I can't stop working, right? So finally, what I did is we got into the meeting. I was like, here, let me tell you about all this really cool stuff, and he said, stop. Let's just start this hangout because this was also this Hump Day Hangout was an idea that we had of like every Wednesday we should just do a quick 15-minute hangout and have some good content and stuff like that. So Van is keeping me on point, but mostly he's just like yeah, all right. So we don't have a stopwatch or anything like that. I don't know how long we've been going. But we need to keep this to 15 minutes, right? Yes. Okay. Van said yes. I'm just gonna go ahead and pretend that he's talking to me.
Sorry, stupid mute button.
I love. No, you guys gotta like hit the mute button. We'll be talking, and I'll be like, so what do you think? And then it'll be just that long pause, and it's a very sensitive button on a cord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so just one of those things. Anyway, so let's go into this. The expert that I'm so excited about. Actually, now two experts. That's right. Yes. So I've been really jazzed about this whole G-Tron thing, right? And how pieces kind of come together and how you need to have actually like a wider look at things. That's why we have two people that are going to be on this expert interview. But the first person, I don't know. Should I just spit her name out, Van?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Holly. Holly. Oh crap. What's her last name?
Holly Stark Cooper.
There we go. Thank you, Van. Thank you. That's how little I know. I knew her name, her last name, and
I
then
thought you
it
were just going to announce it. Holly.
Holly,
That's it.
Holly the awesome, right? I mentioned this to Van. I said if G-Tron had a bazooka, Holly would be it, right? Like she is fearless, and I even wrote in a Skype conversation. I said, "You are my hero." And she's like, "Why?" And really, I'm gonna actually leave that point to the interview itself because I need to stay on point. She actually doesn't even know that we're doing this, so it'll be an interesting video. I'm like, "Hey, you need to watch this." So help me out, Van. Where was I? Help me get through like the beginning parts so that I can stay on point.
With Holly?
Yeah, like when I
Well,
first started talking to you.
when you were, man, you were gushing. I mean, you were pretty excited to have somebody. Well, first of all, you were like, how have I not heard of this person before? Because
Yeah.
you started talking about what she's been able to achieve. You're like, holy smokes. Like, you are a really well kept secret for some odd reason. And
Yes.
and it's interesting. You said that she was actually at the same Warrior event that we were in March.
Yeah. Yeah. And in North Carolina.
Yeah, but she was running in different circles, so we never crossed paths with her. But I'm sure if we did, we would have definitely have gotten to know her better because, like you said, she's definitely got some chops when it comes to knowing how to use YouTube
Hmm.
and how to market with it. And
Yeah.
so some of the stats that you threw out there, I was just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
how many
Uh,
YouTube channels does she have?
yeah. So here's what really got my attention is she has 3,000 YouTube channels. Now I thought I had an obscene number of YouTube channels, and I haven't really met a whole lot of people, and like maybe two or three, and I'm like higher, right? No, she has 3,000 YouTube channels, and even more mind blowing. I've talked about this a lot, But I got to admit, I have never sold a YouTube channel. I know it's possible. I know how to do it. I've talked about it a couple of times. I've come close, but I haven't sold a YouTube channel before. And it's, I'm like, okay, well, here's my YouTube channels for sale. They're out there, but I haven't done anything with it. Holly, on the other hand, has sold one of her YouTube channels for $30,000, and I didn't even finish telling you the story of that, man. Like, it was she basically, like, what ended up happening. I'll give you the highlights. What ended up happening was she ran a test. It was just a test, and the test went really, really well, and she ended up contacting the person that she was basically pushing the traffic to, and she's like, "Hey, what do you think?" And he was like, "What did you do?" Like, he reacted like the worst possible way you could react. It was like, "Hey, check this out," and he was like, "What did you do? How dare you?" And like, it was not a good scene. And so she's like, so he came. She said, basically, like, I'll sell this to you for 15,000, and I'll go away. Right? And since the conversation didn't go very well, when he came back and he's like, "I can't compete with you," she's like, 30,000. That's where I was like, "You are my hero. You are my hero." Because and even like the wire transfer, fee, she's like, "Not paying it." He's like, "It's only $40. Not paying it. You send me $30,000 and you pay the fee." Yeah.
Yeah, she definitely knows how to negotiate. I'll give her that too. I mean, like you said, you quickly became a fan of hers once you heard her story. That was very impressive, because I've noticed, Zane, that you've been around for a while and you've gotten to know a lot of people and stuff, and so you kind of have a good feel for the different stories and the different personalities out here. So to have somebody come out and catch your attention like that, I was like, okay, this is somebody worth listening to.
Absolutely. No, I'm really excited. And so the other person, actually, I don't know. Do we want to go into? I'm still in the process of making sure all this works. This is really fresh and new. So
I would hold off on that.
Okay. All right.
Just
Cool.
to make sure we have the details, because we don't want to overcommit.
Okay. Thank you. So then let me say this instead. And Van, can you give me a concept of where I am with time? Maybe?
We are probably about halfway through.
Okay, about halfway through. Good, perfect. Because we want to keep this 15 minutes short and sweet for intentional reasons. Intense reasons. So here's basically what I want to create, right? So this other guest, who will be the mystery guest, I got a hold of his system a year ago, and just like, it was one of those things that, in the simplicity of the system, I was just like, wow, I'm really excited about this. And I fiddled around with it a little bit, but actually my nephew was the one that really caught on to it. For those of you, I'm sure you might remember Austin.
I
moved back to California. Yeah, Van remembers him. Yeah. So he moved back to California, but in the time that he was helping me in his little internship phase, he grabbed onto this guy's system and actually started making money, and that's how he continues to make money in California. So I gave myself a little pat on the back, like, good job, Uncle Zane, you helped the nephew out. But as I started thinking about Holly's system and what she does, I started thinking about this other guy's system, and I was like, you know what? We should really, it ties in perfectly with G-Tron, connecting different systems together and looking at it in a wider scope, and then saying, and then applying the whole G-Tron system to it. So this is where I want to go with this. Is that it's one thing to have Holly's system, but if you also got this other guy's system, and you have the G-Tron perspective looking at it, like I said, if G-Tron had a bazooka, Holly would be it. And let's keep using violent terms. If G-Tron had a sniper rifle, this other guy would be it, right? And it all fits into an offline marketing system, right? So this is all still being put together. It's the expert interview for the newsletter, and I'm also thinking about how this is going to be applied, specifically this interview to the article that's going to be in the newsletter, as well as an actual offline system that once you do go through these two people's courses, then there's a bigger picture aspect that you can take this, and then in addition to it, right, I'm gonna figure out some way we can get a really really good screaming deal on this, right? So maybe some kind of package, maybe something. Again, I'm still kicking around ideas, but that was everything. That was everything in a nutshell. Before we go, Van, is there anything that you would like to add to this Hump Day Hangout?
Um, well, Hump Day Hangouts is something that we're going to start doing on a weekly basis, or at least as frequently as we can do it on Wednesdays. We might have to skip Wednesdays just depending on how busy we are, but this is a scheduled event that we want to try to do. I'm not sure if we're going to open it up to people to watch, but it's definitely something we'll be posting, and little bits of information about who we possibly are getting for interviews, ideas that we've had, meetings that we've gone to, just kind of give you the inside track to how things are going with us. And so we felt like Hump Day Wednesday was a good way to do a good hangout in the middle of the week there.
Short and sweet, yeah. And we've even got some things planned for next week already. I mean, we've got some ideas in the hopper, but the point is just to get it up and going, and 15 minutes on the clock, and give you some good. Van said it best, right? I need to stop ranting.
It's all good.
All right, guys. Yeah.
Peace out.
Let's go ahead and call this good. See ya.